Hey there, YouTube. It is me. I guess from now on I should be using my admin name from our page on Facebook. So I shall. It is me, Hero Stratos here, and I am bringing you two different decks. It's basically I took apart my Fire Kings and Elemental Heroes and just made this deck because, yeah, I still don't have sleeves, so sorry about that. But anyways, I just wanted to see if I could actually make two different decks that are actually sort of kind of good. And let's see if I succeeded in your opinions. Alright, so anyways, starting off, I'll be bringing you guys my Fire Kings deck. And I'll explain it as I go. Two Fire King High Avatar Runixes. Basically, when it's sent to the graveyard by a card effect, well, when it's destroyed by a card effect, I get to special summon it from the graveyard and basically wipe out all of their monsters on the field. But when it's destroyed by battle, I'm allowed to special summon a Fire King monster from my deck, except for this. So that's pretty decent. I mean, pretty decent. It's like a monster dark hole. Two Flamvel Fire Dogs. Basically, it's a 1900 attack beater, and it's when it destroys a monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, I can special summon one fire monster with 200 or less defense, except for Flamvel Fire Dog. So that's really good for swarming the field and getting XYZs quickly. Cause yeah. Two Hazy Flame Hippogriffs. Well, basically, this card cannot be targeted with card effects. And once returned, I get tribute one other fire monster, and this card gains 300 attack. But it doesn't say until the end phase, so I guess the 300 attack boost stays. Which is awesome. Cyber Valley. When it's targeted by an attack, I get to banish it, draw one card, and then end the battle phase. Or I can target one face-up monster I control and the card, banish both, and then draw two cards. So, yeah. That's really decent. Gives my deck more drawing power. And yeah. Goka, the Pyre of Mouse. This card is really good for activating my monster's effects, like Barong and Garunix, because if I control a fire monster, I get to special summon that card from my hand. But when I do target one fire monster I control, and I get to destroy it, so its effect still kicks in since it was destroyed by a card effect. And during each of my standby phases, I'm allowed to special summon one Fireball token, which is a level 1 Pyro type with 100 attack and 100 defense and defense position. I get to tribute one other fire monster, and this gains 500 attack until the end phase. Pretty decent. Solar Flare Dragon. This can't be attacked if there's another Pyro type monster on the field, or on my side of the field. Plus, it inflicts 500 damage to my opponent's life points during the end phases of my turns, which is starts adding up quickly. Flame Tiger. During my draw phase, if that's in the graveyard and I control no monsters, instead of drawing, I get to special summon it from the graveyard, but it's banished when it's destroyed that way. I mean, when it's destroyed by being a special summon that way. Volcanic Rocket. This is a 1900 attack monster, and it's only level 4. When it's summoned, I get to add one Blaze Accelerator from my deck or graveyard to my hand. Flamvel Poon. When it's destroyed by battle, I get to add a monster with 200 defense from my deck to my hand, which is cool. UBK. The crude day paw of this, or I don't know if that's how you say it, oh well. Anyways, one of the best cards in this deck, because this is mainly fire monsters, and with Flamvel Fire Dog on the field, I get to swarm the field easier, and this thing's effect. Increase the attack of this card by 1,000 for each fire monster on the field, other than this card. So if you're going against somebody who has like Fire Kings, or Fire Fists, or Flamvel or Volcanics, just UBK them and they can't do anything about it, because basically it gains a lot. Yeah. Barong. If a face-up Fire King monster I control is destroyed by a card effect, I get to special summon it from my hand, which is that's cool. During the if this is destroyed by a card effect and sent to the graveyard, I get to add one Fire King card from my deck to my hand, except for this. But I usually end up going for the Fire King spell cards, which is cool. Element Source. Well, it gains 500 attack when there's a fire monster on the field, and it negates the attack of an effect monster that's destroyed by this card as a result of battle. well, there's an Earth monster on the field. Sacred Phoenix. When it's destroyed and sent to the graveyard by a card effect, I get to special summon it during the next standby phase. And if I do, I destroy all spell and trap cards on the field. So basically, that mixed with Garunix equals total field destruction. Mana Core of Darkness. During the end phase of my turn, when it's destroyed and sent to the graveyard, I can send one Beast Warrior, or Winged Beast type from my hand or my side of the field to the graveyard, and I get to special summon it, which is cool. Level Landlord. I'm not gonna be able to make this into one video probably, so yeah. I get to normal summon it without tributing, but when I do, destroy it at the end phase. But when it's destroyed and sent to the graveyard, I get to target one of my banished fire monsters and add that target to my hand. Sorry if I'm talking really fast. I'm really hyper. That's it for the monsters. For the traps, I got double Sakuretsu armors, double cylinder, Dust Tornado, bottomless, negate attack, karma cut, call the haunted, backfire, and Phoenix Wing Wind Blast. I'm going to explain the ones that aren't staples in everybody's deck. Phoenix Wing Wind Blast, I get to discard a card, and I get to target one card my opponent controls, and I get to return it to the top of their deck. Backfire, when a fire monster controlled is destroyed, sent to graveyard, the opponent takes 500 damage. You guys should know. By discarding a card, I get to remove from play one monster from my opponent's side of the field. Then, remove from play any cards in your opponent's graveyard with the same name as that monster. Negate attack's obvious. It negates an attack. Bottomless Trap Hole should be fair knowledge if you played Yu-Gi-Oh! Dust Tornado and Cylinder and Armor, they're all basically staples in any deck. So that was the traps and stuff. Here comes the spells. There's a lot of these, I guess. MST, Heavy Storm, Card Destruction, Magical Stone Excavation, Dark Hole, Unite We Stand, Hammer Shot, Monster Reborn. So yes, if you see, I'm only doing this because basically I don't have enough spells and traps to make two different decks for, yeah. So I just split them in half sometime. Tenki, United We Stand, Onslaught, Circle, Blaze Accelerator, and Rekindling. The best spell, this and this are three main spell cards I use. I use Onslaught because when my opponent controls a monster and I don't, I get to special summon one fire beast, beast warrior, or winged beast from my deck. Its effects are negated, but it is destroyed during the end phase, so their effects still kicked in since it's only negated while it's on the field. So, yeah. Circle of the Fire Kings, I get to target one monster, I control one monster, well, a fire monster in the graveyard, destroy the monster I control, and special summon the other monster from my graveyard. That's good for activating their effects too. But I can only activate one of those two a turn. Rekindling is really great because I get to special summon from my graveyard as many fire monsters as possible with 200 defense, which makes them really good Xyz materials. So yeah. But they're banished during the end phase. That's it for the spells, and that's it for my Fire Kings deck. Yeah. Now on to the heroes. Wow, I might actually have some time. And the XYZs are shared, so I'll explain those later. Let me move this stuff. I know I don't have sleeves. I just haven't been able to go to Walmart lately and buy them because, you know, I don't feel like it. Alright. I'm gonna have to speed through this. Rottweiler. When it's destroyed by battle instead of the graveyard, I get to add one elemental hero and a polymerization from my graveyard. 3 blade edges. When it attacks a monster with defense, who's lower than the attack of it, I get to inflict the damage to my opponent. Can't be targeted with trap cards, is Wild Heart. While this face-up defense position on the field, during my opponent's standby phase, they draw an extra card. Clayman, 2,000 defense. Sparkman, 1,600 attack. Avian, no reason why. Heat. Gains 200 for each elemental hero I control. Alias. For Gemini monster, it's treated as a normal monster while it's on the field, but I can re-normal summon it next turn to have it treated as elemental hero Neos. Ninja Grandmaster Sasuke. When it attacks a face-up defense position monster, I destroy the other monster automatically. Immortal Bushi. While this card's in the graveyard, basically during my standby phase, if this card is in the graveyard and all my other monsters are warrior types in the graveyard, I get to special summon it from the graveyard. And can't control any monsters. So that's it for the monsters. This might actually fit into one video. Heroes Bond. While there's an Elemental Hero, Destiny Hero, or Evil Hero face up on the field, I get to special summon 2 level 4 lower Elemental Heroes from my hand. Good for swarming the field and XD summoning. Fissure. Destroys 1 face-up monster on my opponent's side of the field with the lowest attack. Lightning Vortex. Discard a card from my hand, destroy all face-up monsters on my opponent's side of the field. MST. Basic. Polymerization. It's fusion. Reinforcement of the army, add a level 4 lower warrior type from my deck to my hand, and warrior returning alive. There's more, but yeah, I'll do those real quick too. Reborn, Hammer Shot, Unite We Stand, Dark Hole, Magical Stone Excavation, Card Destruction, Heavy Storm, and another MST. And that is it for my spells for that deck. So yeah, I just basically share the spells and traps. Damn it. That sucked. If I have time, I'll go through the XYZs and stuff, but I'm kind of not having time. I have like 3.5 minutes to do this, so. Sakaratsu Armor, Cylinder, Dust Tornado, Bottomless, Negate Attack, Karma Cut, Call of the Haunted, and a Nightmare Wheel. Nightmare Wheel, I get to target a monster my opponent controls. It can't attack or change its battle position. When it leaves the field, I have to destroy this card. During each of my standby phase, while that monster is on the field, though, I inflict 500 direct damage to my opponent. So, yeah. That paired with, this should go in my Fire Kings, but oh well. That paired with Solar Flare Dragon equals 1,000 damage during each of my turns. So, yeah. That's pretty badass. I'm sorry for the cursing. Yeah. Anyways. Here's my extra deck. As of right now, I would put this in it, but I have no tuners. Gaia Knight, the Force of Earth. Give me a second, I gotta get them from my bed. Yes, that right there. That air vent though. My extra deck. This for my elemental heroes. Thunder Giant. It's a fusion of Clayman and Sparkman. I get to discard a card, and I destroy 1 face-up monster on the field with an original attack that is less than the attack of this card. But I can only use this effect once per turn during my main phase. It doesn't say I can't attack though, so that's good. A Utopia and Photon. You guys know what this does. This goes into both decks, basically. Alright, anyways. That is it. I hope you enjoyed these 2 decks. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, like our Facebook page. So, yeah. This is Elemental Hero Stratos, logging off.